That was Alistair Baverstock in Mexico City. Andalusia K. Soloff is a freelance journalist based there in Mexico City, and I asked her a bit earlier about the significance of the election of Mexico's first female president.
This is a very historic moment that we have our first female president. Claudia was the mayor of Mexico City, and that has really changed the political landscape. Even as you go through the streets of Mexico, you see women's faces on all of the political signs, which is something that you don't see in many other countries, you know. And women first got the right to vote in 1955. The suffragists who fought for that right to vote were still able to vote in these elections and say that it was a historic moment that they fought for the right to vote and never thought that in their lifetimes they would get to choose a female president. So that's also historic. Also, she won by a landslide. The full election results are still coming in of the exact percentage, but it's somewhere between 58 and 60% of the vote. And her rival, Xochitl Galvez, from the coalition of the three other parties, the PRI, the PAN, and the PRD, she got less than 30%. So Claudia has had the most significant landslide victory in almost any elections in Mexican history.
Once she is sworn in, can we expect Claudia Sheinbaum to continue the policies of her mentor, the incumbent president López Obrador, under her leadership?
Yes, I think she will largely continue many of his policies. She has a very different approach in how she speaks to people, how she relates, and also comes from a very different background, from an academic background, a scientist here in Mexico City. But she herself continually says that this is the next step of the fourth transformation, which is the Morena party's political project, and that she will continue both his policies on more social programs for Mexico's poorest population, for rural populations, for young people. Also, there was increase of government benefits for senior citizens, which has also really increased their support for the Morena party. But also, she will continue with many of the mega projects that he implemented that have really questionable environmental impacts, or perhaps not even questionable. It is very clear that they have very damaging effects for the environment.
So, of course, the election results have raised these concerns about security, with over 30 political assassinations during the campaigning. How do you see Claudia Sheinbaum addressing this?
Well, she has said that she will focus on having better intelligence and like a new government intelligence division, and that would further investigate organized crime. There are over 100,000 missing, disappeared people in Mexico, and where their mothers are digging in hillsides looking for their children, hoping to find their bones. I mean, this is a really serious crisis. And so what will be done about that? I don't think militarization is the answer. And she hasn't really put forth a full plan of how she will try to address these crises.